I heard MECA has a 6-year program. I knew there's going to be different because not all high schools have 6 years, like the 2 extra years of college, so that caught my attention.
I was attracted to MECA because it was dealing with something that I've always wanted to do, which was like media and advertising. And every time I saw a billboard, I was like, oh, I want to be one of those people who make something like that.
What does the ad not show? Even though we're in the advertising school and we're talking about mostly constructing or making ads, it's also very important to think critical issues, and that just means what goes in and what goes out of ads. We really want to be informed about what happens.
Currently having a class called Advertising with Professor Morgenstern. She's teaching us about what the ad agencies want us to do and what they're expecting us to do. So when I go into that field, I'll be able to know what to do, and I already have the mindset towards that.
Even though this was a print ad and stuff on social media, when you create an ad, you have an opportunity to make a video. Maybe we can insert a video with your project, and then you'll have to think about the sound. Who is talking? How old is the person talking? Who is that person talking to? And how are they talking, with what kind of words are they using? So we'll get to that a little later on when we do actual scripts.
So MECA is not just a new school, we're a new model for education. What we like to call a 6-year integrated model, where we take high school, we take college, and we take the early part of a career, and we give students all of the opportunities, all 3 of those opportunities at once. We do it in a really comprehensive type of way. So our students enter as high school students, and then they become also BMCC students. And so they're jointly enrolled at both MECA and BMCC, where they are going to earn both a high school diploma and an associate's degree.
I think being affiliated with like BMCC is a really cool thing because it's not only that we get 2 years free, but we also graduate an associate's degree, so it helps us better with our work area and career path.
The associate degree with BMCC it's nice. It's something for you to have to show that you worked hard enough to get that degree, and it's nice knowing that you're getting it from a community college or a college period, because most people don't have the opportunity that we have.
MECA's association with BMCC gives me a step ahead of the game because since I'm going to have my associate's degree, I'm going to be able to do more things ahead of time.
In addition to that associate's degree, we've got this amazing partnership with the media and advertising industry. And so our students get to apply what they're learning through internships in media and advertising. So at the end of 6 years, and we're a 6-year high school, part of the new model, our students graduate with a Regents diploma, with the associate's degree from BMCC in multimedia arts, in multimedia programming, or in business, and with a 2-year paid internship.
First task's on the board, we think about it and then we share out. So 30 seconds, think about someone in your life whom you get along with really well and what is so great about that relationship. So right now, just 30, clarifying question? Yeah, I think for this one, think of a specific person with whom you get along really well and what is it that's so great about that relationship. And we're just gonna share out, everybody has about 40 seconds to think about it, and then we're gonna go around and share out, okay? Okay, I'll just be a little louder for Priscilla. She said her cousin, they grew up together since you were really little, and they trust each other, they can share secrets, that sort of thing. Moses.
One person who I really get along with is my 5-year-old brother, because I think he's cool, and I can tell him, like what Hassan said, we have trust. And he never tells anything what I say.
Okay, Victoria.
I get along with my older sister. We have like this relationship that we could tell secrets, and like she won't tell my mom or anything, you know.
My older sister, because the same thing, because we share secrets, and we don't get each other in trouble when we do bad things. Like we keep it to ourselves. Like not bad things like bad, but like.
I get along with my older sister because she helps me with advice, and we just have this connection that we can share.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily just unique to MECA, but a lot of the small schools have a program where I meet a smaller group of students, maybe 3 or 4 times a week. We get to know them, we learn about socio-emotional growth, relationships, building relationships, which is actually what we're focusing on today. We also do kind of community building activities, organizational skills, things that aren't traditionally taught in content areas.
Someone in my life that I really get along well is my soccer coach. He's my mentor. He's the one that helps me, push me through. Like one day I'll become a professional soccer player. He motivates me a lot. Yeah.
One person I get along with is my dad because we joke around a lot and we trust each other.
Actually, I feel like the school lifted up to my expectations and passed beyond that, because I feel like the courses that they give us, like the math, the algebra, the advertising to media, the ELA, everything is really like empowered. Like if you're not understanding something, you can always go talk to a teacher after school. There's always extra help, and there's a lot of things that help students.
Like advisory, learning lab, those are sections where if you have any problems with a subject or subjects, you can go and you can speak to the teacher. And after school, we have homework help. Just in case you're like falling behind, you can pick yourself back up.
Our teachers work really hard to make sure that our classes are engaging and rigorous at the same time. I mean, we had 9th graders analyzing an advertising campaign and really trying to figure out not just what was being said, but also what wasn't being said. Who were the target demographic, and how are the different demographics being addressed, and how are they being spoken to, and what was effective and what wasn't. They were really being critical in their analysis. That type of higher order thinking, it's that type of in-depth thought that we're really looking for from our students, and our teachers do a great job of constructing lessons and then presenting those lessons and engaging our students in that type of thought.
As I can see, it looks like there's other stores around, so maybe some tourists will be walking around looking for stores to go buy in, and maybe they just came into the country, because I know like if I go to a different country, I'm gonna look for like a sweater or something if it's a different kind of weather from where I'm from. So they could say, okay, they have denim jackets on, or they could go to Gap and they have the different varieties of clothing.
That's a really interesting point that he picked up on, because this is not an ad in a billboard in America. And you could tell because it says gap.com.tr. So it's for another country, but what's more interesting is the text is in English rather than the country that it's in. So they obviously know that people that are going to see this ad speak English and will understand the messaging.
So for the most part, I work with the CTE teachers, or career and technical education teachers, and helping them craft curriculum that then ultimately feed into what it is that the students will be learning in their next year of scope and sequence. So for the most part, I sit in on Ms. Morgenstern's class to identify which students are doing well in the class, which students may be struggling, which ones are having a hard time grasping the concepts, and then ultimately to kind of craft or help her craft a curriculum that would be better suited for her audience, if you will. So we have to remember that we're teaching a very advanced learning subject, if you will, to a group of 13 to 14-year-olds. And considering the fact that we've already worked with the high school and developed the high school in our first high school initiative, you know, it's taking some of those learnings from that high school and then trying to apply them to this. So ultimately, I sit in that class as a coach, if you will, to help her better craft a curriculum that would resonate with the students.
MECA has nice things like drawing and stuff, because I wanted to be a landscape architect, and that deals with a lot of drawing. And to be able to draw, I have to get better, and MECA has that opportunity for me, and that's a reason why I chose MECA.
So we're working on a Zentangle, which is basically, we have to come up with a unique pattern, so everyone has their own sense of art. So I chose to go with the Tree of Life. And basically, everyone incorporates different elements, so it depends on the person's style, but everyone comes up with unique pieces.
Zentangles are like when you make abstract art and you like put it together. Like first you have to put like lines or like a pattern, and then like in between each space you put like different types of art.
Well, other people did a lot of lines. I did organic shapes and a giraffe, clearly. It was really inspired by complementary colors and just this style of art. the basic blocks.
My Zentangle, mainly for overall, everybody's idea of a Zentangle is to make a different pattern in each grid or space they have, in any space they have located in the whole paper they have. So we just had to come up with any pattern, ideas, or any like creative way we have of representing each of the elements of art, and we had to express either ourselves or overall of what we feel on what we learned, basically.
Well, I think that we're expressing ourselves, and each person's design and technique is different, so it just shows how even though we're all in the same art class, everyone has like a different view of what exactly art is.
Overall, this school, it's amazing. That's the only word I can describe it as, amazing.